Null Origin, Chapter 21. The Peripheral Mission, Shadow and Reflection. The air in the dead zone was thick with the scent of ozone and ancient decay. Ravn adjusted his hood, his eye of insight quietly mapping the structural weaknesses of the surrounding rusted skyscrapers. Officially, he had registered as a Tier 2, Stage 1 spatial user, a recent breakthrough that explained his slight increase in presence without raising alarms. Beside him, Grog checked the seals on their primary objective, a reinforced titanium crate emitting a faint, rhythmic hum. "Stay sharp, kid," Grog grunted. "This isn't the gray zone. The things that hide in these ruins are faster and much hungrier." Leo walked on the other side of the crate, his knuckles white as he gripped his pulse rifle. He looked at the cargo with a mixture of awe and fear. "Grog, what's actually in here? The energy signature is unlike any battery I've ever seen." Grog didn't look back. Contract says it's a high-density flux capacitor, but the weight is wrong. It's too light. Ravn's eye of insight peered through the lead lining. Inside was a crystalline lattice designed to bend light and sensors, a core component for a high-level concealment device. A prize like this was a magnet for trouble. A sudden flash of red light cut through the gloom. A heavy caliber round slammed into the pavement inches from Grog's feet, spraying molten asphalt. From the shadows of a collapsed parking garage, several figures emerged. They wore sleek, black and green tactical gear, adorned with a stylized serpent emblem. "Viper Mercenaries," Grog spat, drawing his massive combat knife. The leader, a man named Malachi, with a cybernetic jaw and glowing green optics, stepped forward. "Drop the crate, veterans. That tech belongs to someone who actually knows how to hide." The ambush was coordinated. While Malachi suppressed Grog with rapid-fire energy bolts, two other Vipers flanked Leo. Grog roared, activating his kinetic shield and charging toward Malachi. "Ravn, protect the kid and the cargo." Ravn moved with practiced clumsiness, stumbling behind a rusted steel beam. In reality, his mind was a whirlwind of calculations. He could see the heat signatures of two snipers, perched on the 5th floor of a nearby ruins. They were all Tier 2, Stage 5. Far stronger than his current facade allowed him to be. On the upper ledge, a sniper named Silas took a deep breath, his finger tightening on the trigger of a kinetic rail rifle. He aimed not at the veteran Grog, but at the shaking Leo. A kill would break the squad's morale. The rifle roared, a hypersonic slug tearing through the air, trailing a line of distorted vapor. Leo froze, his eyes widening as death approached too fast for him to even scream. Ravn, seemingly cowering near the crate, reached out a single finger toward the incoming trajectory. Ravn didn't lunge for Leo. Instead, he activated reflection, a paper-thin, invisible membrane of inverted spatial energy manifested in the air. The kinetic slug struck the barrier, and, instead of passing through, its momentum was instantly flipped. The bullet didn't just stop. It bounced back with identical force. However, Ravn knew that a Tier 2 Stage 1 shouldn't have such absolute defense. He needed a cover story, and he needed it in milliseconds. Using a microburst of spatial manipulation, Ravn nudged the rebounding bullet's path by a few centimeters. The slug glanced off a jagged vertical steam pipe made of hardened alloy. Clang. The sound echoed like a bell through the ruins. To anyone watching, it looked like the sniper had missed, hit the environment, and the bullet had ricocheted at a freak angle. "Whoa!" Ravn shouted, falling onto his backside. "Did you see that? The pipe. It hit the pipe." High above, Silas didn't have time to process his miss. The ricocheted bullet, guided by Ravn's invisible hand, punched through the sniper's optical lens and out the back of his helmet. Silas's body slumped over the ledge, his rifle clattering down into the darkness. The other Vipers paused, their coordination shattered by the sudden, lucky death of their primary marksman. Malachi snarled, glancing up at his fallen man. "Lucky brat, I'll peel that luck right off your skin." As the fight turned into a chaotic retreat for the Vipers, Ravn stayed low. He crawled toward the body of a fallen mercenary who had been clipped by Grog's earlier fire. The man was dying, his Tier 2 core leaking raw, unstable energy into the atmosphere. Hidden by the smoke of a nearby explosion, Ravn placed a hand on the man's chest. Null Origin surged. He didn't take the talent this time. He simply inhaled the escaping energy, funneling it into his own core to mend the strain of using Tier 2 powers so precisely. His core hummed, finally stabilizing at Stage 1. The Vipers vanished into the fog, leaving the ruins silent once more. Grog stood panting, his armor scorched but intact. Leo sat on the ground, gasping for air, looking at the dented pipe and then at Ravn. You saved me, Ravn. That pipe, if you hadn't moved." Ravn rubbed the back of his head, giving a sheepish, tired smile. "I just got lucky, Leo. I tried to pull you back and tripped." As they picked up the heavy crate to continue, Ravn glanced at the cargo. He knew the Vipers would be back with more men, and next time, a single lucky pipe wouldn't be enough.